E-room felt heavier than before, like the walls themselves were holding their breath. Dust drifted slowly in the faint red glow of the device's dying crystal. The black cassette in Kai's palm looked ordinary, almost disappointingly small for something that had just fractured the boundary between memory and time. But his name was there, handwritten, uneven, rushed. Test Subject 4, Kai T.
Why would they label me like this?
He turned the cassette over. No additional markings, no date, no institution, no ownership claim, only that one phrase, and his initials. A quiet hum returned, soft, almost apologetic, as if the machine sensed the cassette was near and stirred awake from exhaustion. Kai tightened his grip and stepped back from the desk. Kai standing alone in the dim red classroom, cassette glowing faintly in hand. The machine crackled again, but the voice that emerged was faint, stretched thin across distance and time. Playback incompatible. Analog relay required. Kai scanned the room. There was no cassette player here, no recorder, nothing analog. Everything in room 13 was digital or experimental, technology built to extract memory, not preserve it. But he remembered something else. A room 2 floors below this one, a storage room, once filled with broken AV equipment that no one bothered to repair, old televisions, cassette players, tape projectors. He had visited it once as a student, not for class but to hide when the world felt too loud.
If it's still there.
He opened the door and stepped into the corridor. The hallway was darker than he remembered, not the natural dimness of a place abandoned, but the kind of darkness that waits, the kind that listens. His footsteps echoed softly against the concrete floor. The walls flickered, shifting like the edges of a memory struggling to stay stable. Halfway down the corridor, he heard footsteps, light, uncertain, familiar. Kai! Kai stopped. The sound came from behind him. He turned. A silhouette stood near the classroom door, not fully formed, as though drawn from dust and pale light. The outline was unmistakable, shoulders slightly slouched, posture defensive but hopeful.
You came back.
Kai's breath caught.
Why are you here? You shouldn't exist outside the recording.
Younger Kai blinked, slowly, unnaturally, eyes catching light that wasn't there.
I don't exist. You're remembering me. That's different.
Kai felt something cold move through him.
Are you warning me not to play the cassette?
Younger Kai didn't respond. Instead, he stepped back, dissolving into a swirl of static that drifted down the hall. Kai stared into the empty space where he had stood.
I'm going anyway.
He continued toward the stairwell. The stairwell was silent. No wind, no echo, no ambient sound at all. As Kai descended, each step felt heavier than the last, like gravity was adjusting specifically for him. At the bottom, he reached the familiar rusted door. The small window was fogged, obscuring the room inside. He pushed. The door groaned open. Rows of shelves lined the walls, packed with old equipment sealed in dust. A faint smell of plastic and ozone lingered in the still air. Kai moved between the shelves, searching patiently.
Come on. Something has to still work.
Then he found it. A portable cassette player, the kind students once used for language labs. Its battery compartment was missing, but a power cord was attached, wrapped in ancient electrical tape. He carried it to the nearest outlet. The plug slid in with a soft click. The machine breathed to life with a grinding mechanical whir. Kai stared at the cassette in his hand.
All right, let's hear what I wanted to say.
A dim storage room lit only by the cassette player glow, dust suspended around Kai. Static filled the air, soft at first, then sharper, rising into something shaped like speech. And then, Test Subject 04, Kai T recording log, final session. Kai froze. The voice wasn't his 17-year-old self. It was his voice now. His voice in the present, but recorded years ago.
No, that's impossible.
If you're hearing this, then we failed to contain the resonance loop. The experiment continued without us, or you restarted it, or the memory bridge rebuilt itself. I don't know. There are too many outcomes. Kai stumbled backward. But listen carefully. The younger version of you, the echo you've spoken to, was never supposed to persist. He's a residual emotional imprint, a recording that believes itself alive. Kai's heartbeat staggered. He forced his breathing to steady. You need to stop speaking to him. The more you acknowledge him, the more real he becomes. And the more he becomes, the less of you there will be. The player clicked softly, like a heartbeat skipping. Kai closed his eyes.
I've already spoken to him.
The tape continued. Then you're already in the loop. Kai felt the room tilt slightly, like his mind was sliding sideways inside his skull. But there is still a way to anchor yourself. The static grew louder. You must remember the night of the fire. Kai's eyes snapped open.
No.
You've been avoiding it, hiding from it. But everything started there. The experiment, the signal, the memory frac 17, room 13, all of it began with the fire. The room felt colder now. Kai took a slow breath.
I don't want to remember.
You don't have a choice. Kai kneeling beside the cassette player, trembling, the room warping around him. The tape crackled, then continued.
You weren't supposed to wake up. None of us were.
Kai clenched his fists.
Then why did we?
A second voice appeared on the tape. Not his, not the younger echoes. Something mechanical, deep, resonant.
Because he called us back.
Kai's blood chilled.
Who?
The tape fell silent. Then, a knock from behind him. Kai turned slowly. Standing in the corner of the room, half hidden behind stacked televisions, was another figure. Still, quiet, watching. And it looked like him. Not 17-year-old him, not his current self, something in between. Eyes hollow, expression unreadable. Its voice was faint, like sound traveling from the bottom of a well.
You left me there, and I burned.
Kai stepped back, heart pounding.
No, I didn't. You survived. I didn't.
Kai's throat tightened painfully.
Your memory, your residue, you're not real.
The figure tilted its head.
If that were true, you wouldn't be shaking.
The lights flickered. The cassette player whined. The figure reached out an arm. Come back. The room lurched, walls bending inward, shelves groaning, the tape screeching. Kai staggered forward and slammed stop. Everything collapsed into silence. The room distorting violently around Kai as the echo figure reaches toward him. He backed away slowly, gasping for breath. The figure was gone. The room was still again. Kai whispered to the silence.
I remember enough to know you're not me.
The cassette player clicked again, unprompted. A final line played.
If you hear this, it means the experiment worked.
Silence followed. Kai lifted the cassette from the player. His hand no longer trembled.
Then I'm not done.
He turned and walked back toward the stairs, the tape held firmly at his side. Kai walking up the dark stairwell, cassette glowing faintly like a guiding signal. Some memories are buried to protect us. Some are buried to protect others. But when memory becomes an echo, it doesn't fade. It waits. Thank you for watching EchoMind Archives. If this chapter stayed with you, please like, share, and follow the channel to keep the signal alive. Up next, episode 16, Echoes of the Experiment. If you hear this, it worked. EchoMind Archives. See you in the static.